A very good morning. My name is Shalu Mendirata and my student ID is 20251640. Today I am here to deliver my video presentation about implementing the standards of child safety in early childhood education and care. Good morning everybody. Today's presentation critically examines 3 Victorian child safe standards implementation in early childhood education and care settings. We'll analyze key policy documents including the Victorian Child Safe Standards Guide, Department of Education and Training Victoria 2024, Creating a Child Safe Organization Guidelines, Commission for Child and Young People 2023, and the ECE Code of Ethics, Early Childhood Australia 2016. The analysis would include teaching responsibilities, the best practices and the coordination of policies, implementation obstacles and the necessary professional growth to ensure all-around protection of the children. Now, let's examine turn into child safe standards. Our focus enters on the 3 interconnected Victorian child safe standards that represents distinct safety dimensions: identity, voice and competence according to Victorian Government 2023. Standard I has to deal with the aspect of cultural safety, producing an environment in which Aboriginal children feel respected and valued in their culture. Standard 3 focuses on child empowerment, whereby children feel free to express themselves as well as be involved in the decisions made. Standard 8 is dedicated to the staff capability that is provided by ongoing professional growth and training of educators and volunteers. These standards collectively form a comprehensive framework for child protection according to Griffith University, ND. Now, we talk about the significance of standards in ECE. These child safety standards align directly with the National Quality Standards Quality Area 2, promoting children's health and safety, according to Australian Children's Education and Care Quality Authority, ACQA 2018. Implementation fosters inclusive, ethical and right-based pedagogy consistent with professional expectations, Early Childhood Australia 2016. Standard 1 challenges historical injustices and systematic bias through Recognition Department of Education and Training Victoria 2022. Children empowerment under Standard 3 cultivates agency and resilience according to Matsuwiz 2024, while Standard 8 training equips educators to detect harm and respond appropriately according to Victorian Government 2024, promoting proactive rather than reactive safeguarding approaches. Slide 4. Standard 1 culturally safe environments. Continuing on this slide, focuses is on Standard 1, which is about creating culturally safe environments, especially for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children. To explain further, cultural safety isn't just about representation, it's about children feeling respected, understood, and secure in their identity. It acknowledges the importance of connection to country, community, culture, and language in early development according to Commission of Children and Young People 2023. Importantly, embedding indigenous worldviews not as taken gestures but as a part of the daily fabric of the curriculum helps children see their cultures reflected in meaningful ways. Additionally, developing genuine partnership with local Aboriginal communities ensure that practices are not only culturally respectful but are co-created with those who hold the knowledge according to Department of Education and Training Victoria 2024. This avoids appropriation and instead builds mutual trust and learning. Furthermore, visual elements like flags, indigenous artwork and local language use support children's sense of belonging, but these must be paired with deeper pedagogical shifts such as inclusive storytelling, cultural learning and ongoing critical reflection. At the same time, educator reflection is crucial. Teacher must challenge their own assumption, unconscious biases, and privileges to avoid unintentionally reproducing exclusive or harm, according to Griffith University report. This takes humility, continuous learning, and critical thinking. Finally, the ECA Code of Ethics support this work by emphasizing respectful, collaborative relationship with families and communities. This reinforces that cultural safety is a shared responsibility on that must be intentional and sustained according to ECA 2016.
Go.
Well, according to slide 5, Standard 1 Action Plan, the process will then start with the identification of forms of regular cultural competence and anti-bias education of all staff according to Reconciliation Australian structures. Co-developing policies with Aboriginal elders and community representatives ensure cultural authenticity and respect. Commission for Children and Young People 2023 report. The use of framing stories and the Aboriginal culture to storytelling and learning through play prevents the toxic strategy. Curriculum reviews and revisions are achieved through cultural safety audits with the help of such tools as Naragunawali or Yaringa circles. Let's now move on to slide 6, Standard 3, Child Empowerment and Rights. Well, children have basic rights to express themselves and make decisions which concern them. Empowerment promotes resilience and action, which leads to a high agency and personal vote along with involvement. These practices reduce vulnerability while building protective behaviors through awareness and confidence according to the research of Commission for Children and Young People 2023 report. This aligns with the ECA Code of Ethics emphasis on respecting children's dignity and rights according to ECA 2016. When children feel heard and respected, they are more likely to disclose discomfort or harm according to Department of Education and Training Victoria 2024. Empowerment should not be separate lessons but should be incorporated in activities of everyday life.
Go.
Let me now explain Standard 3 Action Plan. Well, implementation involves introducing safety-themed storybooks like Everyone God's a Bottom to build bodily autonomy knowledge and protective behavior. In addition, creating classroom agreements with children will educate them in terms of respect and responsibility. Self-expression with non-verbal or EAL children can be promoted by age-appropriate means such as emotions card and communication boards, among others. Moreover, establishing child-led routines and activities allows choices and autonomy according to Day 2023. Staff training in sensitivity and appropriate responses to children's disclosures ensure proper support. All those techniques enable children to feel empowered even though they ensure both safety and developmental appropriacy in early childhood settings. Now, slide 8, Standard 8, Capability of the Educator. To start with, children's safety depends fundamentally on well-trained, responsible, and ethically responsive staff. Ongoing training ensures educators understand emerging risks, including online safety and trauma response, according to Department of Education and Training Victoria 2024. Capability encompasses reflective skills for managing bias, responding of disclosures, and applying policy ethically according to ECA 2016. In this context, training enhances team morale and accountability towards children's safety while preventing burnout and strengthening professional confidence. Ultimately, Standard 8 reinforces Quality Area 7, Governance and Leadership in the National Quality Standard AQUA 2018, creating comprehensive professional development frameworks. Now, let's move on to next slide, Standard 8 Action Plan. The training on child protection should be incorporated in both staff induction and annual professional development plans. Notably, scheduling reflective staff meetings to discuss real world case studies and dilemmas promotes practical applications according to Walsh et al. 2022. The mentoring programs assist new educators on the implementation of the policy and even have access to online modules and government sponsored content such as child safe e-learning. In a similar vein, encouraging staff completion of cultural competence certificates and reportable conduct training ensures comprehensive preparation, according to Commission for Children and Young People 2023. As a result, such systematic functions result in the creation of long-term capacity and professional assurance of child protection practices. Let's move on to next slide. Barriers of implementation. There are various major obstacles to successful implementation, of course. Workforce shortages and casualization hinder consistent training access and policy continuity, according to Glover 2022. Access to great quality professional development and resource is limited due to lower funding. Additionally, some staff resist policy changes due to increased workload or lack of understanding, according to Commission for Children and Young People 2023. Families are diverse and there is cultural linguistic diversity that influence communication barriers. Under-resourced and remote service might not have cultural inclusion resources. Lack of sustainability in safety culture establishment is hampered by the high rate of leadership change, thus necessitating a continued dedication and advanced planning to achieve it. To begin with, next slide is strategies of prevention. Overcoming implementation barriers requires securing leadership commitment to prioritizing safety in budgeting and service planning, according to Department of Education and Training Victoria 2024 report. To address this, the available online free CCYP and DET training materials make most use of tight budgets. The creation of internal communities of practice will allow the sharing of guidance, method of tactics, as well as reflection. Furthermore, multilingual families are compiled with those translating the materials and visuals aids. Moreover, application to municipal government and application to municipal council governments grants help to provide cultural inclusive agendas. Do a reflective journal and peer observation, the use of training in daily practice will form a sustainable value as it will guarantee continuity in the protection of children by the agencies. Let's move on to the reflection of the topic. Such a learning activity has reminded me of my ethical duty as an educator. By understanding cultural safety relevance, I aim to incorporate it into everyday learning culture. Child voice is no longer considered to be only a right, but a proposition of great protection and strength. I pledge to engage in lifelong learning to respond, advise, and practice inclusively. Within any team, I will promote children's safety and encourage collective precautionary culture. Ultimately, I would like to create classrooms where every child is seen, heard, and safe, which is the need to be fully committed to the well-being of children and their growth. To conclude, having children safe is a shared responsibility, and such standards offer the blueprints of implementation. Child safe culture pillars include cultural safety, staff ability, and child empowerment. To achieve this, successful implementation needs commitment, creativity, and collaboration. As a result, we as educators go beyond our policy enforcer status and we become champions watchdogs, and moral guides. These evolving roles demand ongoing commitment to professional development, ethical practice, and collaborative approaches that consistently prioritize children's safety, well being, and rights. In essence, within early childhood education and care settings, ensuring comprehensive protection and empowerment. Thank you.